Hey guys, this is Victoria with another review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 10, Episode 2 called Good Trouble. Okay, so we start off with Rasheeda, Kirk, and Carter at the house. Obviously, this is just Episode 2, but I guess Kirk is asking Carter, like, what time is your, school, your class is supposed to start, or whatever. I guess it was supposed to start at 12 something p.m. Carter's like, well, it's taking forever for the thing to load up or boot up. In all honesty, I don't know what's going on with the homeschool ever since COVID, but nobody can understand that. So that's a legit issue. That's a legit problem, not only with, Carter, not only with the kids or the parents, just in general. I don't know what these school systems doing. Because people was being homeschooled before COVID, and it seemed a lot more simpler than what they were trying to make it now. I don't know. But that was a legit thing. So then we get to the confession of Rasheeda. She's talking about how it's been hard since COVID, Carter doing homeschool. And the Frost Bistro has been having challenges. So then she goes the whole down the list of the kids and their significant others. So Kai is like a manager, not an official manager, but like a manager. Kelsey is the bartender. Lil Kirk Jr., is like a floater. I would think he would be the manager, not Kai, because isn't Kirk Jr. older than Kai? But whatever. Little Kirk's girlfriend, Sierra, is a server, as well as Amina, which is Kai's girlfriend, is a server as well. So then, after she goes down that whole list, they show a clip. They go into the whole clip. I guess Amina and Sierra get into it over something. Kelsey gets involved, and I wasn't able to see who was who in the video, but like they were scrapping. Everybody was like a whole little brawl, and I'm just like the ghetto. Like I feel like it was over some stupid stuff. Like obviously later on in the episode, I guess they'll go more into it. I don't know if they exactly said what happened, but for me, I'm just like I'm pretty sure it was over some stupid stuff like too much, as some people say, passionate personalities. There was no need for that, I'm pretty sure, but they get into it. It's a whole mess. Um, so now since there's like drama, there's major tension at the bistro. So Kirk wants to get the family together so they can figure it out. AKA want to have a family meeting. And I don't like family meetings because I had too many family meetings, me personally, with my own personal family. Uh, Most mainly my dad, who's pulling these family meetings together. So I mean, we're gonna get to the family meeting later on and at the end of this review, but nothing gets resolved. Nothing ever gets resolved whenever there's like a sit down with families or one on one. It never gets resolved. But anywho, that was the first thing. We're gonna go into the next one where we get introduced to Amaretto the Great. Okay, little cute, beautiful, sexy chocolate. I'm always gonna rep for the dark skinned girls because as a fellow dark skinned female myself, you know, I thought young baby Tay was fine. She's still fine and beautiful chocolate, but Amaretto though, that girl, she looking good. So we get introduced to her. So she's doing an interview at a radio station. What station that is, I don't know because I didn't pay attention to what that was. So in her confessional, she's talking about how even in the radio interview at the radio station, she's talking about how she needs a manager because she manages herself. I guess her mom used to manage her back then, but I guess they're going through some issues. Listen, with mom managers and anything, like even going back to the scene before with the Frost family, do not mix what is what is it saying? Don't mix. Wow, I'm getting a brain fart here. Business with pleasure. There we go. Because it never works out for the most part. I mean, it may work out for some people, but for the most part, it really doesn't. So for them, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it didn't work out for her because obviously she goes more into it later when she's talking to young baby Tate and also having the one on one with her mom. Pretty much, her mom neglected her and her siblings. I don't know how much siblings she's had. I don't know if she mentioned it, but I didn't write it down. Her mom neglected them for dick, pretty much as blunt as for dick. So she doesn't have a manager. She manages herself, but she wants a manager that's gonna do what she wants to do. She doesn't want a manager to change how she is. I guess she's had past trials where managers try to make her wear heels, try to make her wear more girly clothes, and I guess she's more like a tomboy, so she doesn't want that. So she wants, if she gets a manager, that they're on the same page with her of what she wants as, for herself to be an artist and not what they think she should be as an artist. So, I mean, that's a good mindset and headset, because a lot of people in these industry gonna want to change it to what's selling. But no, be your own person, because that's what makes you unique. That's what makes you original. So I agree with her on that. So after the interview, she does this meet and greet with her fans. So she looks like she has a good fan base, and I'm just like, maybe because she's just an Atlanta artist, because I'm just like, I never heard of you, because I never heard of Young Baby Tate either. But I might have to check out their music, because like when they did a little snippet of her little flow, I'm like, okay, she got a little floats there. So I might have to check her out on YouTube and see what she got going on. So while she's doing the meet and greet, Young Baby Tate, I don't know why I say it like that, just because they all have accents. So Young Baby Tate comes and visit her, to show her support to her at the meet and greet. Cuts everybody in line. I would have felt some type of way, low key, but this Love and Hip Hop, so she gonna get the VIP treatment. So they hug and whatnot, and they talking, and I guess they're both Atlanta artists, so they gotta unite, they gotta come together, and I think that's what Amaretto was saying in her confessional. And Young Baby Tate was saying like, hey, I'm having a studio session tomorrow. You should slide through. You should come through. So I guess she's gonna do that. So I thought it was nice that she invited her to the studio session. But then again, this is Love and Hip Hop. So of course they're gonna meet some way, somehow. But I'm just glad that they seem cool, because I feel like other seasons of Love and Hip Hop, it was always kind of like one person, both people are kind of in the same level, but there's always some tension. Like, we don't even know about the tension, because most of us really don't know these folks until Love and Hip Hop. But like from the first scene, they always go to the past, like, oh, we haven't been cool since this. But luckily, so far, it looks like these two girls are cool with each other. They know each other. So hopefully it stays that way, because I know how Love and Hip Hop likes to zhuzh things up to make it seem by the end of the season or whatever that they're beefing. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully they just could stay cordial, cool, and be good friends. Hopefully they could do hopefully Amaretto could do a feature on Young Baby's Tate song, vice versa. They could do a song together, do like a duet type of thing. Let's hope. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, because we watch Love and Hip Hop for the drama, but at the same time I do like the non-drama, if that makes sense. Anywho, moving on. So we get to the 1 year anniversary of Breonna Taylor's murder. Looks like there's Mendices, Yandy, and them are like finally getting to Kentucky, like a few days before the protest. Mendices is nervous because he's in the place that Yandy got arrested twice. So he doesn't, he's there to support her. But at the same time, he's just kind of like, he just doesn't want to get involved with no police and stuff, because he just got out of jail like not too long ago. So he's just like, I don't know how I feel. Yandy is kind of feeling the same way, because since she got arrested there twice, so it's kind of like, a good high chance she might get arrested again. But at the same time, since Mendices is with her, she's feeling nervous because she doesn't want to leave her kids without having, both parents. But then again, I'm thinking like, I mean, if you do get arrested, it's probably just going to be for that night. I would assume, I would hope. Hopefully you don't get arrested at all. But, I don't think it's going to be to that point where the kids are going to be without either mom or dad. But, obviously we're going to see later on, everything goes like peaceful and well. So I don't think they had anything to worry about, but I do understand why he would be apprehensive and kind of like, I don't know. But everything went well. When they got there for that scene, they went to a press conference where, a lady was, discussing about Breonna Taylor's murder and how still no justice. So they're going to be doing a protest. And then I guess people were asking questions about arrest. I don't remember because I didn't write it down. But pretty much the girl was like, well, that's not up for me to answer. That's really up to the police, what they do in regards to arrest and whatnot. So press conference goes well. That's all I'm going to say on that. We get to Erica. Her older sister Lisa comes to visit her. So of course Lisa is asking, how's everything, da 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 da. Erica goes on with about her and Safari. They're not good. Pretty much everything she said last week. And I guess she had a doctor's appointment. I guess she said it was her annual. So that's how she found out she was pregnant. But I guess she's 6 months pregnant. And she only has like 3 months left before the baby's due. So she shows her sister the video of the baby. And she's like, she was still getting her periods and stuff. And I'm just like, really? Because you had a baby before. So, I mean, it's one thing if it was like someone's first pregnancy because they really don't know what's going on for the most part. But I don't know. Listen, I've seen Erica before, like she even had her first, well, technically her second kid. From from what other reviewers were saying from last week's episode, you could see that she was pregnant. So when I was like doing like little snip snaps of last week, I was like, okay, I can see a little pudge going on there. So I don't know if she really didn't know, but from what she's saying, she didn't know. So I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt that she didn't know. So 3 months left. Even her sister was looking at her like, are you serious? But it seemed like she was happy. But I guess Erica was nervous because she was just like, Safari doesn't know yet. I didn't tell him yet. Lisa's asking why you didn't tell him yet. She's just like, I don't know if he's going to leave me because I'm pregnant because, we haven't been doing good lately. We've been, arguing and whatnot. So she's just kind of nervous that Safari is just going to be like, I'm done. Which if he were to do that, that's like foul as hell. Like, y'all married, so of course y'all doing it, dude. Like, even though y'all not doing well, y'all still having sex clearly. But then again, since she was 6 months, I mean, technically that could be like 6 months ago. But I'm pretty sure they both seem like sexual people. I'm pretty sure they both were still, even after she was already conceived, they still doing the do. Okay, they still having sex. So listen. Safari ain't shit if he were to leave her because of that. I don't think he would. I think he would low-key be happy, especially since it's a boy. Obviously, we're going to see next week how that goes, but he ain't shit if he were to leave her. But at the same time, like, you just gonna, like, you're going to have to tell the guy, okay? You're going to have to tell him. You're going to have to. But she a little nervous because of that. Let me see if there's anything else. In regards to that, I also put Erica's afraid of Safari leaving her to do things by herself, so that's why she didn't tell him yet. But you just people like I don't understand. Like I don't know their timeline from when they started dating to when they got married and having kids and all that. But at the same time, don't be with especially don't get married to someone if you're not sure. Well, then again, in the beginning, they probably thought they was going to be together forever and everything was going well. But at the same, I don't know. I doubt it because to be honest with you, they both crazy. So y'all both know yourselves are crazy alone and then together. I don't know what to say about that, but good luck to the kids. Good luck to the kids. Lisa said, pray for your husband. You should have prayed for your husband before he became your husband, to be honest with you. But anywho, we move on to Kirk meets with the Frost. It said the Frost accountant to see how the bistro's going. The accountant said he was real. He was like, y'all in the red, okay? There's a lot of spoilage going on. The kids pretty much suck. Just ratchetry at its finest. They're losing money. Kirk in the confessional is saying he doesn't understand why the kids, like, they pretty much don't care and that he needs to talk to them. Listen, once again, do not mix business with pleasure. I understand people, we want to have family business. They want their kids to take over the company or whatever when their time comes and they're gone or whatever. But at the same time, it don't work for everybody. That's a nice dream to have. It doesn't work for everybody. Honestly, the way their kids are, they seem kind of like we got it. I'm just, just here, just chilling. There ain't nothing else to do. We in COVID pandemic, so I can meet people here, if I see, well, then again, Kai and Lil Kirk have girlfriends, but still, they're like, I could chill with my friends or whatever, get paid to do nothing because it's my parents' business. Da 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 da. Listen, I understand you want your kids to be a part of the business, to have like a family business, but at the same time, if they ain't with it, sorry, you can't be a part of it. Honestly, I don't know if you guys just said, okay, I want you guys to be a part of it. You do this, you do this, you do that, or was it they wanted to do it? Obviously, I feel like if they wanted to do it, they would be doing better job. They would be doing a better job at whatever role they're having. Because clearly, to me, it seems like they don't want to do none of it. So I get the mindset of wanting your kids to, help out in the family business, but at the same time, be realistic with yourself. They're like rich ghetto kids. They probably just want to chill. They want to hang out. Because, sometimes when I look at the Frost family, I think of T.I. and Tiny's kids, how they're just like, nah, I just want it what I want now. I don't want to have to work hard for it. So, and pretty much the parents, even like Kirk and Rasheeda, even kind of confirmed they're half-assing it. So you should have known better to them to put your kids on it. In my personal opinion, I felt like when she was going through, Kai's the manager, Kelsey's the bar. Kelsey, I feel like if she did good enough training, I don't know how she is because I've never been there, but I feel like if she really, did her research and studied, she could be a good bartender because she's pretty, so she could get them tips and whatnot. But Kai being the manager, I don't know how I feel about that. Or, sorry, like a manager, don't know how I feel about that. Lil Kirk being a floater, I guess. But it's too close. That I just feel like it's too close. Just get people who are willing to work for whatever you pay them to be like I once she said that in the beginning of the episode, I'm just like, yeah. I'm not surprised it went downhill real quick. I'm really not surprised. But we'll talk about them later when we get to the little family meeting. But they in the red. So we move on. Jock gets to Kentucky, for the Breonna Taylor protest and rally. So he meets up with Mendices and my son, and they're talking, in regards to Breonna Taylor and the injustice, and also the injustice of Black people as well. And I guess my son was talking about, if the police shows up, we're just gonna push Mendices to the side or whatever. And Mendices said he's pretty much gonna go the other way if he sees the police, but then again, he's not going to if Yandy, gets into some altercation, because he's not just gonna leave his wife hanging like that. But I'm just like, for any of these rallies, police gonna be there, like, regardless. So if you see no. For the most part, the police gonna be there regardless. And I feel like for the most part, like, obviously from what we've seen, they're gonna be like chill. But sometimes I have seen some videos where it's just like, what y'all getting riled up for? So I can understand, but like I said, the police gonna be there regardless. But I don't know. I don't know. Benice's like, you knew there was gonna be okay. Anywho, I'm gonna move on. We get to Amaretto. She visits young baby Tate in the studio, and they sit down to chit chat, because that's what always happens in every scene when someone's in the studio. They always gotta pause for a second and sit down and chit chat. But in my head, I'm just like, ain't y'all paying for this? Like, I don't know how much studio time costs an hour. I guess it depends on the producer or whatever. But listen, I feel like if I was an artist and I'm in the studio doing what I need to do, and I'm being charged by the hour, I'm gonna have to be like, listen, you could come sit down while I'm doing what I'm doing. We'll talk when my session is over. Since you're here, we'll leave and go out to eat or something. But they be sitting down talking, not that it'd be for a long time. Actually, I really don't know, depending on how production goes with them, but it's a no. Anywho, So they sit down, they chit chat. Um, Amaretta's asking Tate like, okay, what you got going on? So young baby Tate's talking about like she's gonna go to LA. She got a lot of stuff to do, including visiting her bae. I just want to read it to make sure I get the name right. Guap that 4,000. Guap that 4,000. Okay, they've been kicking it. That's all I'm gonna say on the name. They've been kicking it. He's a rapper. Didn't know from Guap that 4,000. So since he's a rapper, of course he's gonna try to act like he's a player and a pimp. But from what Young Baby Tate's saying, he's really a nerd. I seen the preview for next season. He don't look like nobody who that's a nerd to me. But looks could be deceiving. But then again, Guap that 4,000. Okay, so you know, Amber was laughing, and we move on obviously because it's like, what more can you say about Guap that 4,000? There's gonna be a lot to say next week probably. So Amber is explaining how her mom was her manager, but she didn't put her daughter first, and that also stems from their past because I guess from her mama pretty much neglecting her and her siblings for dick. So their relationship wasn't always good. I guess it was good, but not good until the dick that the mom chose them over came through. So she needs to have a sit down with her, of course, because everybody has to have a sit down. Okay, whatever, cool. I think that's pretty much where it ends. We move on. So Carly gets to Kentucky for the Breonna Taylor protest. And then before the protest, they have a dinner with Muhammad Ali's cousin. I didn't get his name. And also with Breonna Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer. So pretty much, I didn't want to go too much into it because it was just a sad scene. I'm like, I'm not trying to get all of my feelings and emotional on camera. But pretty much they talk about, how strong Breonna Taylor's mom is going through it all. And just a somber, sad moment. Everybody starts crying because, they're just discussing about the issue at hand. So they start crying, Tamika starts crying. Yandy starts crying, and I was just like, okay, I'm not going to really discuss on that because it's like, what is there to say? It's just, anywho, moving on. So we get to Amaretta's Taco Tuesday. Let's lighten up the mood, kind of, in a sort of sense, kind of. Sorry for the glare for my glasses, but her mom pulls up. They talk, and her mom's asking questions like, why whenever something happened I gotta find out on social media, like what if you're doing like something big or something, anything that's in regards to her daughter, she gotta find out on social media. Her daughter don't be telling her nothing. And I forgot what Amaretta said in response, but then the mom was like, you making all these diss tracks on me and shit, and and she's just feeling some type of way about it. And then Amaretta goes into the confessionals talking about how they used to be good back at then, but like I've been saying, the mama chose dick over her kids. So you can't be mad that that's her. Amaretta's like, you can't be mad that that's my experience, and I want to rap about my experience because obviously I'm a rap about my life because that's what really happened. So they go outside to sit down and talk. And pretty much Amaretta's telling her mom kind of like, hey, listen, you're not my manager because we kind of estranged because you chose dick over your kids. And the mom was like, no, that's false. No, she's pretty much saying you really just having an issue because your daddy wasn't in your life because he passed away, I think when she was like 1 or 2 years old. And that's what it's really from, not because of her and her situation. But Amaretta was like, no, it's because of the dude you chose over us. And he wasn't a good person anyway, because I think he was like abusive and all that shit. And then the mom admitted that part, but not the fact that she chose dick over her kids. I don't know because I wasn't there. But obviously, if your daughter's feeling like that, then that's something you need to take into consideration. Like, did I really chose dick over my kids? Like, I feel like a lot of parents are so in denial about it because they don't see it that way. that their kids see it. But at the same time, if your kids feel that way and see it that way, then obviously you have to take into consideration, like, did I really do that to my kids? And like, I don't know. I just feel like some parents just feel, oh, it's my way or the highway. Because I don't feel like that, then that's not what happens. It's not true. My dad used to always be like, no, that's not true. But it's, come on, be an adult, because you're an adult, right? So as an adult, you should acknowledge your wrongdoings. You should think about what you've done and consider, did that really affect your kids? Because if it's affecting her the way she says it did, then I don't know. You have to consider that, hey, you might have been a part of the reason she feels the way she feels. She felt like you chose dick over her. Mom saying, oh no, it's because you're spoiled and all. I don't think so. But she seems like the type of person, the mama seems like the type of person, she not gonna really ever admit that she chose dick over her kids, because she don't feel like she chose dick over her kids, even though she felt that way. I want to actually, because I don't know how much siblings Amaretto has, but I would want, a group discussion with the other siblings. So maybe if it's more than one person saying, yeah, you did choose dick over us, that maybe the mom would consider the fact that she probably did. I don't know, but pretty much in that scene, nothing gets resolved. Of course, I feel like nothing ever gets resolved in one-on-ones or group discussions or whatever. So that's where the scene ends, because Amara is just like, all right, I'm just gonna go inside. So moving on, we get to the Frost Bistro family meeting. Okay. Pretty much Kirk and Rasheeda sitting across from like Kelsey, Sierra, Kai, Lil Kirk, and Amina. Um, so they talk about what's been going on, a lot of different stuff, and Kelsey's pretty much saying, y'all choosing favoritism, because they discuss about the whole fight thing, and Kelsey is like, you had Kai and Amina working, me and Sierra wasn't, on the shift or something like that. But in my head, I'm thinking, as a business owner, okay, if there was a situation that happened where you guys were fighting, why would you think you guys gonna be on the same shift? Now, I don't know how the schedule was, if it was like they wasn't there for that whole week or just that one day or something. I don't know. They didn't go into detail about that. But at the same time, it's like, you're not gonna be on the same shift if y'all fighting, in my personal opinion, as if I was like an owner. So why would you be thinking it's favoritism? So I don't know. It just depends on how the schedule was. But Kirk was like, this is business. And at the end of the day, that's what it is. This is business. So then they kind of go back and forth. I didn't write everything that everybody was saying, because I just felt like everybody was trying to say something at the same time. So it's kind of hard to decipher like who said what. But let me read my notes. See what I done said or what I put as an importance. Pretty much Kirk is like, y'all need to stop. This is stupid. This is petty. Kelsey is just in a confessional, was just like, the little girlfriends, whatever, is just ruining her relationship with her own brothers. And in my head, I'm just like, why is that? You giving us base like comments, or I don't know what the word is. I'm falling over my words today. But you're pretty much giving us bits and pieces, but you're not saying why that is. If you won't tell me something, I'm gonna need to know why you feel that way. But with all the drama, her relationship with her and her brothers are estranged, it's ruining their relationship. Kai is just like, he is, the way he is, and if you don't like it, oh well, type of thing. And Sierra was just like, I'm not gonna have a problem with someone unless they have a problem with me. And I guess the kids are going back and forth. Amina and Kai are talking about how Sierra always plays the victim, and she's like, no, that I don't, or whatever. So I guess because of that, Kai gets upset and he gets up and walks out. And of course, Kirk goes after him. Before that's when it goes to a dramatic commercial, whatever. That's what they always do. But I guess when the commercial comes back, Kirk goes after him, talking about you need to calm down. Rasheeda's like, this is ridiculous, pretty much. And after all the back and forth, Funkai and Kirk comes back. Kirk is just like, listen, the next person who acts up, pretty much acts out, y'all get in the boot. Y'all, y'all going home. No more of you. You ain't working at Frost Bistro no more. Low key, I want to know how much they get paid. You know, you might want to start putting help wanted signs out right now. If anything, I know those your kids and stuff, but you might just need all y'all fired. But I know it's your kids, so you're gonna want to keep it in the family. But at the same time, just wrap it up. But that's what happens when mixing business with pleasure. Because you know, if it wasn't their kids or their kids' significant others, they would have been fired people who were their own employees who were fighting in the restaurant. So it's always because of the kids. They get that, extra chance, so to speak. But you just need Kirk, Rasheeda, you just need to find regular employees, call it a day. So we get to the protest. Of course, there's a large crowd. Tamika Mallory talks. Portia Williams shows up and talks. Jock talks. Yandy talks. I wasn't sure if it was legit, but when she was talking, I felt like they panned to someone walking away, and I think that was Mendices, but I don't know for sure, so that's why I don't want to say something that wasn't. But it looked like it was Mendices walking away, kind of like departing or something. I don't know, but the protest seems to go well. Of course, the police is there. But Yandy was talking in the confessional saying that she was proud that her husband is still marching with her despite being apprehensive because of the police being around. And I just put the protest goes successfully. It was sad. Like it's sad but empowering at the same time, if that makes sense. So that's where it ends. That's all. And we just gonna have to wait till next week to see what happens. It looks like it might be more entertaining next week. So Epi, that's it. Until I was gonna say tomorrow. Nothing going on tomorrow for me yet in regards to reviews. So until next week, guys. Bye.